Hi everybody, today I will be teaching you about the similarities and differences between using Google Classroom, Schoology, and Edmono in a high school classroom. To start with, there is Google Classroom. This is a sample classroom that I have set up for my students. Now as you can see, you can post an announcement, an assignment, create a question, or reuse a post. In an announcement, you can put a link, you can attach a file from the Google Doc, a YouTube video, all down here. What's awesome about Google Classroom is it's set up for classroom use and not necessarily the corporate world just yet. You can go into the assignment and see everybody that did the assignment. You can grade it straight from here. You can click this button and you can return it to students so they can see your comments. So it's great for handing out student work and getting it back because students cannot possibly say their dog ate their homework because it never goes away. It's right here. It tells you when work is due right here, and students do have to self-enroll into this course by using a code directly right here. Then, let's see, what else can I tell you about? So, you can post announcements, assignments, and you can do stuff like Quizlets. It's great for the classroom. It's all in order. They can never lose anything. They can have everything they need for your class. The only downside is there's no quiz feature, but you can insert a Google form for a quiz. You would just have to use Google applications like Flubaroo to grade that quiz. Moving on to Schoology, the big difference is that there's a home screen on Schoology. You could search a flipped classroom maybe, and you can find different teachers that are talking about flipped classrooms and collaborate with these teachers right here. The other thing is the discussion board feature in Schoology is amazing. I actually use Google Classroom in my class, but I use Schoology for discussions. This is a discussion board post I previously used. You can see that students can reply to other students. Google Classroom, you can post a question, but if Caesar posted, Julio would not have been to comment on Caesar's. It would have just gone directly below Caesar. So if Ashley already posted after Caesar, Julio's would have shown up after Ashley's. He wouldn't have been able to reply to someone individually or like the post like you can right here. So I really like the Schoology feature, and students like it because it is very similar to Facebook. You can house all your resources right here, and then you can share them to a different course. So you can add an assignment, a quiz, a file, a link, a discussion, a page, and it's great. The great part about this that Google Classroom does not have is a test or quiz feature, and on the test or quiz feature you can set time limits for quizzes, and you can add all these different types of questions: true, false, multiple choice, fill in the blank, matching. If you go into settings, you can see that you can set different attempts. How many times can they take it? Is there a time limit? And set that up. Moving on to Edmono now. This is Edmono. It's got it's a nice layout as well. Just like Google Classroom, it tells you the assignments and when they're due. You can add discussion board posts just like Schoology, an assignment, a quiz, a poll. A poll, that would be awesome to do in class. That's something that Google Classroom and Schoology do not have. And then Edmono has Snapchat. What a Snapchat is you select the class you're in and then the standard. And say I'm working on determining 2 or more central ideas of a text today. I would hit send, and then what would happen is it would formulate a question for that purpose and see if students know that Common Core standard yet, which is awesome. The other thing that Edmono does that others don't do is that you could create a small group. This is great for differentiation. Google Classroom and Schoology cannot do this, so that is great. So to recap, what are the similarities and differences between Google Classroom, Schoology, and Edmono? They all have online submission and collection tools that are great for every classroom. They all can sync with Google Docs. They all have quizzes. Google Forms is just something you're going to have to use for Google Classroom, so it's one step a little further than Edmono and Schoology because you cannot grade it directly on Google Classroom. They all have a mobile app. They all have students self-enroll, and they The differences now, though, as you can see in red, is that small group segmentation only occurs with Edmono, meaning you can differentiate really nice and easy. There's no grade book for Google Classroom, although you can just use your teacher grade book, so that's why it doesn't bother me. You can collaborate with other teachers on Edmono and Schoology. Schoology is just more user-friendly and has ample resources. None of them have a messenger. So, to wrap up, I would say that they're very similar. There are little differences here and there. I would say just to try and log on because they're all free and see what they look like and which one you think is easier for you to use. And I think that's how you can figure out how to use one in your classroom and see what one works best for you. But my biggest suggestion would be just to get on and create your own account and try them out. Good luck!